So take a moment to adjust the posture. And usually this moment of adjustment is in two directions. One is really letting go of any place that is held, like the shoulders or the tummy. Let it all get very soft. But at the same time, feel our autonomy, our independence. We're like an island in the ocean. And we sit with some energy and relaxation, not too tight, not too loose. And just experience that for a moment, that place, subtle place in the posture. And as we do that, we are making a movement, a small, subtle journey. And the journey is to greet ourselves like our best friend that we haven't seen for a long time. Imagine that we're meeting someone in the train station that we haven't seen for a long time. We run to them and we give them a big hug of welcome. Run to yourself and give yourself right now a big hug of welcome. And as we do that, we welcome who and what I am right now. There is a sense that this moment of my experience is where I really am. It's absolutely right and absolutely okay to be just where I am, how I am, nothing to fix. And that place is the place of well-being. That is a wonderful way to start our meditation. It's the simplest description of taking refuge. If we're more familiar with taking refuge, we can take refuge. But the spirit of taking refuge is a sense of total welcoming who and what I really am right now. And let's open that experience a bit more. I am here. Hineni. I am here. And I know it. It's the knowing that I am here which is you could say, the meditation aspect. If I ask you, do you exist? You and I will say yes. If I ask you, how do you know that you exist? The answer is awareness itself, that I'm here. So you can call it presence, nochut, and just allow that right now. It's inside. It's outside. The sounds, the body sitting, sound of the traffic, or the birds, the body sitting, the lived body. Just be aware that everything we know right now, we know through the senses, hachushim. And the senses don't lie. They are doorways to reality. So allow the senses to receive everything coming in. It's about being available. One of the best descriptions of meditation is availability, zminut. I suggest that we now go to points in the body which you can call touch points, to bring us closer into the body. What's the most clear places that we experience in the body right now? For example, the weight of the body pressing down. Gravity, gravitatio, pulling us down, and we experience it as pressure, touch, very clear. Or it could be the hands touching each other, or the belly, the tummy rising and falling as we breathe. Choose one of them, drop into it a bit more. Let go into that experience of bodily life. If it's the gravity, for example, just feel that we are surrendering into the experience of gravity. We are going with gravity, not against it. It is inviting us to drop into the earth. There's dimensions to the experience. There are aspects, there are echoes. Just go into it. So these touch points in the body are helpful because they're very immediate. The senses are very clear, and they can be our instant gateways. But now we can go a bit more subtle and go to the breathing. We breathe in and fill ourselves with air from the world, the gift of the trees and the world to us. And as we breathe out, we feel, let go. We breathe out and give our air back to the world. Small reminder as we breathe to remember, as the Buddha said, there isn't just inside, there is inside and outside. We breathe from and to the world, just like our senses are within the world, are connecting us to the world. Meditation is not just inside. Breathing in and breathing out, we relax, we let go, and we know the out breath. We maybe still experience it in the tummy. But we can begin to open out the breathing experience into other places, wherever it's experienced right now. Depends on you, where you go with it, where you take it. Can be just staying with the tummy, rising and falling, or the whole body, breathing, waves of breath and energy flowing through the body. I suggest we still keep track of the sense of hineni, of awareness. So we may be seeing the waves of breathing, but something knows we are aware that we are present, and the breath is an object that is known. So keep the thread of knowing, awareness in all the experiences as the objects of awareness come and go and change. It doesn't need effort. Effortless effort. Meaning it needs us to be interested, to stay there, to be engaged with the process. But a lot of letting go, of surrendering into the experience, for example, as if the breathing is inviting us. Here I am. Meet me. Discover me. Drop into me, says the breath. And there will be thought. And our attitude to thinking is really important to make this whole thing work and effective. And the first thing to know is that we have to regard thinking not as a problem or an enemy, but as the natural function of our being, of our mind, just like breathing is a natural function of our body. The whole attitude to our life in meditation is trusting it, that it does what it does, it knows what it's doing. So we trust the thought. Coming and going with its stories and memories and projections and concerns and worries. The mind is doing what it knows to do. So our attitude is to allow the mind to be the mind, to be aware of thoughts passing by, just like clouds in the sky or in the space of awareness, or the sound of birds talking, allowing the mind to be what it is, and flow and change. And we have two choices. One is to see the mind clearly as an object of meditation, to witness the mind. This is what it's doing. I see you. And after witnessing the mind for a bit, it will help us to go back to the body because we're in the witnessing mode. We're in awareness mode. And so we witness the mind for a minute or two, go back to the body. The other choice is just to let the mind talk in background, like the voice of children playing outside. They're not calling us. They're just there. So choose one of those directions right now. Stay with it for a moment. And then we can say to the mind, thank you, I heard you. And we come back home to our bodily life. I should say that our experience right now can be pleasant or unpleasant. The body may be saying something hurts or something is not right. But at this moment, we give space to everything. We give space to pleasant or unpleasant. As we give it space, it opens. Everything that we look at in meditation is giving space to something that is otherwise contracted into the duality of me and the object. So if something is painful or pleasant, we just know it and give it some space to express itself. What's the experience like? Back to the breathing. Back to the sense of being, nothing to do or to fix, to remember that. Great simplicity. Sitting with awareness and presence. A few more minutes. Something simple. The simplicity is about not needing labels, definitions, descriptions, or knowledge. It's more primal than that. Tik. Basisi, basic. Not knowing, for example, is absolutely fine. I'm just being. I don't need to know. So I'm going to ring the bell. And as we come to the end of this session, give yourself and your awareness a thank you. It's like part of the ritual. We say, thank you, namaste. I greet the God within us. Thank you. It's just a kind of sense of this is not a small thing.